Coming up, a new kind of therapy is helping victims of trauma. Plus, 2 students from Flagstaff High are finalists in a national graphic design competition. The news starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm April Hettinger.
And I'm Michaela Clark. Thanks for tuning in. Violence and sexual assault hurt our communities in many ways, but for victims, the effects can feel overwhelming. There are many types of therapy for victims of trauma, but one instructor in Flagstaff has a unique class for those who are trying to overcome traumatic events in their life.
Trauma-sensitive yoga is a form of exercise, but this workout isn't taught like a typical yoga class. I went to a recent session to find out more.
On your next couple breaths, noticing the direction and quality of your thoughts. It's not how it looks, it's supposed to be how it feels.
Victims of sexual assault, PTSD, and other traumatic events now have a new way to cope.
There are 8 million people that are diagnosed with PTSD every year, and so that is something that we address in this class because trauma stays in your body, and so yoga helps. Any form of movement helps you release trauma and old ideas, old thoughts.
This kind of exercise brings meditation and mindfulness to a place that minimizes stress from trauma.
It's helping me in a way that I can be more aware of my feelings and breathe in.
Jennifer Runge sees trauma victims every day as head of Victim Witness Services. She says she can often refer victims to this program.
When you're traumatized, your decisions have been taken away. And so in yoga or something that is very slow and controlled, you're giving yourself back a level of control and in a very guided way that is recognizing that trauma exists.
Rominger gives the class flexibility to be in control of their bodies and stay within their limits. She says that it's a free space to let go of emotions.
And so this is a safe place to come. If you are afraid you're going to break down and cry, you can do that in here. You know, we're totally prepared and understand here.
Having additional forms of therapy like yoga is a way for victims to relieve tension and bring back a sense of self-worth using their bodies and breathing.
Just the other way, nice easy breath.
I have severe PTSD, and last time that I was having a panic attack, I started bleeding and out of blue my nose.
Self-care is very, very important for everybody. Certainly if you've been traumatized or if you've been abused, sometimes you don't feel worthy enough to take care of yourself. And so the fact that people do come and pay attention to their bodies.
Not only is this a positive space for trauma victims, Rominger says she also benefits from teaching the class.
The people that come to my class have taught me to be a better person. And also I think I've just always had a lifelong yearning to help people.
For Laura Giacobbe, it's about taking a stand to improve her mindset and outlook on life.
That it's never too late to heal your heart. Yeah, and to find ways to heal those wounds. There is hope, there is faith, love.
To protect the safety of participants, a person must contact Victim Witness Services to join the class. If you or someone you know is interested in trauma-sensitive yoga, you can call the number on your screen or visit their office in person.
Speaking of health services, Flagstaff Medical Center has launched a new volunteer program called Compassionate Companions to build relationships with patients who may not have a solid support system or frequent visitors. After seeing the impact that a lack of support can have on patients, nursing student Nicole Zagadlo decided to try and make a change.
Our idea that we've kind of looked at was just having maybe like a box of things to do, so like magazines, books, cards, even like maybe a hairbrush or something fun, so they can sit next to this patient and act like a family member or a friend that's maybe known them for a long time.
In order to meet the requirements to volunteer, you must be 18 or older, pass a background check, and attend a one-time orientation.
My vision of this isn't where it's going to be something that's regimented and saying like, all right, next Friday you're here from 2 to 3. I want this to be, if you've got nothing going on this afternoon and we have a patient that can benefit from this, that you can reach out and we will set you up.
To volunteer as a compassionate companion, visit the Flagstaff Medical Center to sign up or call the number on your screen.
The Mojave County Sheriff's Department recently arrested 9 men in an undercover sting operation targeting suspected pedophiles. Deputies used the internet to lure suspects who were trying to contact minors for sexual exploitation. The suspects range in age from 33 to 79 years old. All are facing felony charges. Several local police agencies, the Mojave County District Attorney, and the Department of Homeland Security worked on the case. 2 Flag High graphic design students are finalists in a competition for Vans shoes. They have made it to the top 50, and the winner will be determined by a nationwide vote. NAZ Today's Joy Johnson went to Flagstaff High School to see the creativity these students have brought to their designs.
The sky was the limit when it came to designing the perfect shoe for the Vans shoe design competition. Creators had the option to make a shoe that was either off the wall, meaning it could be as wild as they wanted, or local based.
I included my my culture and Arizona's culture, so I included like native designs and like the reservation and plants from like the valley and aspens from like here.
I had painted a snake a week before, and that's where the snakes came from, and the dice and all that, and it's just a lot of everything. It's not one specific thing.
Although she did all the artwork herself, Alyssa Williams says she couldn't have done it without the support from her friends and family.
And they're really excited. I was just talking to them last night, and they're trying to help me, market my shoes and try to get as much votes as we can.
Nicole Doherty wants a $75,000 prize money to be used to improve things around the school, not just the program she's involved in.
Making murals, quality computers, art supplies, photo cameras, just improve what we do in the arts department, and just not even the arts department, but all around the entire school.
Their teacher, Kaylee Quick, is proud of the hard work that her students have put into this competition, regardless of the final vote.
It's been such a powerful experience. Like what was said, we had to submit to even be included in the top 500 to be accepted in this competition, and for them to make the top 50, and watching them work, watching them create, watching them be inspired with ideas.
But the most impactful votes are the ones from the community.
We are a smaller school in a smaller city with less funding than a lot of other programs have, and we're up against a lot of schools, bigger communities, bigger resources. But the one thing that Flagstaff has is that we come together and we work together to accomplish whatever we want. And there's a lot of power in that community that we've established.
If you'd like to help these local students win, visit the website below to cast a vote. Voting closes on May 3rd.
Coconino High School's Coconuts Robotics team has come back a winner at the first Robotics World Championship over the weekend. They had a total of 5 wins and 5 losses, placing them in the top half of the Carver division. A total of 400 teams competed from around the world, and the Coconuts received the Championship's Judge Award. The Mountain Line will offer free service to this Thursday, April 25th, to celebrate National Get On Board Day. The bus service wants to encourage people to use public transportation. Across the U.S., 34 million people use public transportation each day. Mountain Line will also be giving away reusable coffee mugs filled with coffee at Single Speed Cafe Thursday morning.
Coming up, a final salute to this semester's Teachers of the Week. Stay with us.
Good evening, Northern Arizona. So we had a cloudy day today, and that's because of a low pressure system right here. As you can see, these clouds swirling brought some rain, but a high pressure is coming in. It's going to bring us a lot warm days coming up. I'll have more later in the broadcast.
Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac is giving you 4 ways to save. 1. Make no payments for 90 days. 2. Interest rates as low as 0% for 72 months. 3. Huge discounts up to $11,000. 4. $2,000 minimum on your trade, even if it's not starting, leaking oil, rough riding, or a gas hog. Or get up to 110% of Kelley Blue Book for a trade in great condition. The 2018s have got to go.
Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac.
It does not include tax, license, title, and dock fees. Kelley Blue Book based on fair market value minus reconditioning. Not all offers can be combined.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Welcome back. It's Teacher Tuesday, and for today, we are doing something a little different for this week's Teacher of the Week.
We're taking a look back at our past honorees and examining what makes them worthy of the title. NAZ Today's Aaron Vitito is in the studio to give us a look into what makes an educator Teacher of the Week.
That is right. Over the past few months, we've featured so many amazing teachers as our Teachers of the Week. These educators are dedicated, tenacious, and above all, they put their students first. But as our spring season comes to a close, it's time to take a look back and see what makes these educators stand out. Describing a typical day in the classroom isn't always easy, but it's not for lack of trying.
A typical day in my classroom is often very student-led.
Bright, colorful, chaotic, organized.
Meaningful, fun, creative.
One common theme is that every teacher strives to make their class meaningful for their students, whether it be through using humor to create a safe environment like Sanawa's Maggie McCorkle.
Cracking a lot of jokes is always kind of my thing. I'm a very flamboyant teacher, meaning that I really like to have some fun with my kids.
Or bringing in personal interests, like Fala's Alexander Cassidy.
I feel like if you're involved and you're invested in the class, you're invested in the learning experience, that the learning will come naturally as a part of that.
There it goes. You can tell somebody something all day long until you're blue in the face, but they're probably not going to remember it until they have something and they have some buy-in into it and they've had the chance to have that amazement moment or that eureka moment.
Some teachers, like Cromer's Michelle Weidinger, have different strategies to keep their students engaged.
I change what I do year to year based on the students that I have in the classroom.
While others rely on a close relationship to ensure that their students are comfortable in the classroom.
Some of my happiest moments are when they say, "Hey Mom, oops, I mean Mrs. Hart," or "Grandma," because we are getting older, "Grandma," and then they giggle. I love that.
But above all, each teacher ensures that every student gets the chance to learn.
Everybody can make progress no matter who you are or what challenges you have. It's possible. It's my job to just find that avenue of how we're going to get there.
An avenue paved by teachers who practice inclusion, love, engagement, and above all, learning. Featuring these individuals has been truly inspirational. And I would like to take a moment to thank the Teachers of the Week, as well as all teachers across Northern Arizona for giving me this fantastic opportunity to highlight so many amazing educators. While this is the last segment of the season, be sure to keep an eye out for more hardworking teachers to nominate for next season. Aaron Vitito, NAZ Today.
King me. This must be how Odell Beckham feels when he scores a game-winning touchdown.
Beckham scores! Giants touchdown!
This must be how Rico felt when he triple jumped Mr. Sanchez.
Pepsi.
Fast-paced family life in need of a slowdown?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. Did you know all those green shapes on maps are parks and forests? It's true. Visit discovertheforest.org and plan to visit a park or forest near you, instead of just wondering what it would have been like.
While the word forest might make you think of distant lands from far, far away, please note parks and forests are closer than you think, which means things like beautiful scenery, fresh air, and family time are also closer than you think.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Tonight's NAZ Today weather is brought to you in part by Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac in Flagstaff.
Hi, student forecaster Aiden Casey. Thanks for tuning in. So we're going to start off with the almanac today. As you can see, the temperatures are right where we're supposed to be this time of year. 59 was our high today, 30 is our low. We did have some feeling of precipitation, but nothing that was big enough to be recorded. So we're still going to say no on that one. All right, so moving on, we have our highs around the northern Arizona for today. Kingman 82, Sedona 68, Prescott also 68, 70 over in Winslow, 86 down in Phoenix. Not a bad day for Phoenix. All right, so this is why we had that little bit of precipitation coming in. As you can see down here, we do have this cycle of moisture that is rotating around, coming in from the east and then doing this little spiral, and you can see that right here on the map. And the reason why that is happening is because we have a high pressure that's building and moving in, and that low pressure is going to be exiting out tomorrow. And so that high pressure is going to be bringing us an extended period of warm weather that we haven't seen yet in Flagstaff. All right, and just another look at what I was talking about. We have, as you can see here, the rainfall in Flagstaff, pretty light, not really anything going on there. A lot more coming down here in the lower east near the White Mountains, where you can see a lot of activity. Still not terrible much, but they definitely did get some rain. They felt it down there. As you can see, this is our webcam, and right now we started off with a sunny day, partly cloudy, but as you can see, those clouds moving in from the east, heading to the west, doing that cycle, and that's going to bring us to our current temperature of 54, partly cloudy. That will be clearing up overnight, and our overnight forecast, 33. Sunset's going to be at 7:06, and tomorrow sunrise will be at 5:44. That high temperature is going to be our first 70, and it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a trend moving in where we're going to be having some warmer weather. All right, and so forecast for all of Arizona, as you can see, really heating up. We're starting to see more of a springtime, early summer temperatures. Lake Havasu getting up to 95, 85 in Kingman, 80 in Prescott, 83 Sedona, Winslow 78, still a little nice over there. And then Phoenix starting to really heat up with a 94. All right, and here's your 5-day extended forecast. Like I said, tomorrow is going to be our first start of those 70s. Those 70s are going to persist into the weekend, and we're going to have a nice sunny weekend, a lot of sunny days leading up to it.
I'm sure looking forward to that warm weather.
Yeah, so tomorrow's going to be it's going to be our third 70 of the year, and it's going to be the first 70 of a very long streak.
Very interesting. I'm definitely loving this spring sun. And speaking of which, the Phoenix Suns are bringing some changes. Mitchell, what's going on in sports?
Yeah, April, the Phoenix Suns have made some office moves over the past couple weeks. I'll tell you about it coming up. Stay with us.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
what to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you.
Yeah.
It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
You. Yeah, you. Getting that college education. What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself? What are you gonna make of me?
Crack down on
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to NAZ Today. I'm your sports reporter, Mitchell McKenzie. Let's talk about some high school softball. The Coconino Panthers are closing out the season on a remarkable run. I caught up with head coach Kimberly Dennis about the strive her girls had going into the final inning against their rival, the Flagstaff Eagles.
They totally believe in themselves and they believe in each other. So once Brooke let off that inning and was able to get on, you could just see the energy building with the players. So they were ready to go.
The Panthers were down 7-3 in the bottom of the fifth inning. They were able to charge up their bats to sweep the Eagles with a final score of 10-7. The Panthers also won their last game of the regular season against the Desert Edge Scorpions, and that final score was 7-0. The Panthers are not currently in the play-in bracket released today by the AIA, but could possibly have a high seat going into the 4A state championship. Well, moving on to collegiate sports, the NAU men's tennis team is on a roll by beating UC Irvine on Saturday to extend their winning streak to 17. They barely won their match as they beat the Anteaters 4-3. Some key players in this match were senior Tim Handel. Handel finished his match with a final score of 6-2, 7-6. Another key player was senior Tom Fisher. Fisher won the first set 6-4, lost 3-6 in the second set, and then won 7-6 in the third set on a tiebreaker. The Jacks head down to the Valley for the Big Sky Championships starting this Thursday. Well, moving on to NAU women's tennis, they are 13-8 overall this year, while being both 9-1 in both the Big Sky Conference and at home. After this win against Eastern Washington, they have been crowned the Big Sky regular season champions. Some key players in this match was freshman Adriana Sosnowska. Sosnowska defeated her singles match as she cruised by winning 6-3, 6-4. Another key player for this Jacks team was Maddie Moore. Moore finished her match winning 7-5, 6-1. The women's tennis team will play Friday at 11 a.m. at the Big Sky Tournament against a team that has not yet been determined. Well, moving on to NAU football, the spring game is this Friday in the Sky Dome at 6 p.m. The players are getting ready for what an amazing season it could be, starting their season in the fall. But recent news broke last night that Oklahoma State quarterback Keandre Woody is possibly transferring to NAU. This is his profile picture now on his Twitter. Woody has not played much game so far, as his last game was back on September 8th of 2018. He only threw 28 yards that game, but he has also been a running back, as he has combined for 81 yards on the ground over the past 2 games he's played. NAU football has not yet confirmed if he is transferring or not. Well, in professional sports, for the Phoenix Suns, the management isn't looking so good. They just hired a new GM in James Jones, a former player himself, but also Jeff Bauer, as the new vice president of basketball operations. But unfortunately, the head coaching position has been opened as of last night. Igor Kokoskov has been fired after the first year. He's been relieved of his duties. He had an overall record of 19 wins and 63 losses for the Suns in only his first year. The Suns at one point throughout the season had a 17-game losing streak which set a franchise record. The Suns have big decisions to make, before the NBA draft in June. Well, lastly, the Arizona Diamondbacks are looking good as they pulled out the win yesterday against the Pittsburgh Pirates. It was a quiet game until the Pirates scored some runs, but in the 7th inning, that turned the entire game around. Let's check out some highlights. Let's fast forward to the 3rd inning as Eduardo Escobar hits a solo home run to the right field to give the D-backs a 1-0 lead. Then as we hit the 7th inning with the D-backs trailing 4-3, David Peralta hits a 3-run home run to the center right gap as the D-backs now take a 6-4 advantage. That next inning, with the bases loaded again, Adam Jones singles to score 2 more runs to give the D-backs a 12-4 victory. The D-backs tape Game 1 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're playing Game 2 as of right now. As of the 8th inning, the Diamondbacks were up 2-1. And something to mention about the Arizona Diamondbacks, I was looking on Twitter last night. I think that this Igor Kokoskov firing was an interesting thing to happen. But something that I was looking forward to was he was comparing the head coaches to the Arizona Cardinals. First-year head coach didn't succeed. Is it the management's fault for kind of setting them up for failure? The Suns really don't got the players, but they could have the players coming up in the next couple of years.
Yeah, and I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. And when we come back, we'll take another look at weather. Stay with us.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing.
I'm so proud of you, son.
Then, we went on Thunder Shark 3 times.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. Why would you do that?
Probably okay isn't okay. Call a cab, a car, or a friend.
Good choice.
All right, sunny tomorrow, sunny the next couple days. It's going to be a nice sunny week. Get out there and enjoy that weekend.
Well, this is our last live Thursday show of the semester, and we would like to honor our graduating seniors. Our director, James Lamar, along with our anchor and student news director, Michaela Clark, will be leaving us. We wish them the best of luck as they move on into a career. Are you guys excited for graduation coming up?
Yeah, I'm excited for like a nice change of pace.
For sure. Well, congratulations to you both. And thanks for tuning in. You can check out more NAZ Today on Facebook or YouTube, or you can watch us live at naztoday.com. Have a good night.